Hi everyone. Welcome to the Toronto Raiders versus Minneapolis Monarchs series. We've just gotten started. We've had some technical difficulties, but currently Minnesota has won possession with the qualifier going to the back right on the ground. It's coming back up top to number four, I believe, 18, and there's a stop by the Raiders. Toronto's coming up the field with keeper number 87, Lachlan Craig. Minneapolis has bludger control. The ball goes down to number 20, Michael Wanless. Comes back up top to number 32, Christos Kaldis. The ball goes across to number 7, Joanne Lamb. As the beater comes down towards her. The ball has been turned over by the beater from Minneapolis as it goes to their keeper. Their keeper number 4, Max Meyer, as it goes across to number 18, Adi Sobchak, and back to Max Meyer up top. Goes across to the other chaser and back up to Max Meyer. Is tossing around up top right now. While the Raiders run a 2-2, Max Meyer drives towards the hoops. It's blocked. And turned over to Joanne Lamb, to number 87, Lachlan Craig, who misses the pass, but the beat also misses, and Lachlan Craig scores the first goal of the game almost 2 minutes in. There's a whistle on the pitch for the bludger in the back. Minneapolis retains bludger control, and the ball is coming up the field with number 4, Max Meyer, and going back to the back right corner. And it comes back up top to Max Meyer. This goes to number 18, who shoots and scores for Minneapolis. 2 minutes and 30 into the game, the score is 10-10 for in a tie. Lachlan Craig brings the ball up the pitch, guarded by number 82, Emma Sherwood. The shot is blocked, and the ball goes back to number 12, Nathan Reed, who passes it back to Joanne Lamb, where a beater is closing in, and goes to number 20, Michael Wanless. The goal is no good, and it is Minneapolis ball. Number 4, Max Meyer bringing up the pitch, goes across to number 39, Ben Zimmett, who centers it back up top and back across on the left side to Max Meyer. The beaters come in, clear a lane, but the ball is loose and picked up by keeper 87, Lachlan Craig. Craig advances up the pitch, and the pass is missed and gets kicked by the beater into Minneapolis ball, who is tackled, and the pass is blocked. And Toronto tries to slow it down after making some subs for their other chasers. Ball goes back up top to Nathan Reed, who's protected by number 29, Brittany Taylor. And the ball goes to Sarah Dykstra, who is trying to drive it down in the lane, and the pass is no good, and there's a turnover, and it is back to Minneapolis ball. Toronto has bludger control. And the ball comes up the pitch and goes to the back left corner and goes to number 39 on Minneapolis. The ball gets passed to number 3, Emma Persons. And the ball is turned over to Brian Melchior, who passes to Nathan Reed, and it scores 20-10 for the Raiders. Minneapolis has bludger control, and the quad ball is coming back up the pitch. The ball is passed to the back to number 39, Ben Zimmett. Back to 21, who scores. And number 21 is Alexander. Oh, the name is cut off on my sheet, so I do not know this player's last name, unfortunately. But there's a whistle in this pitch and a stoppage, and the refs are talking something over at the moment. The goal is believed to be no good. And the play resumes with the ball in hands of Toronto's keeper, Brian Melchior, who is contested by the Minneapolis Chaser as the pass gets passed back and forth. Minneapolis falls back into their defense, which appears to be a 2-2, while Brian Melchior pushes up with the ball. Pass goes to Nathan Reed. Back to Lauren Matheson. Nathan Reed is beat, and Minneapolis picks up the ball in the hands of Ben Zimmett. Toronto's back on defense. However, Emma Persons picks up the pass and scores on the short hoop. Toronto walks it slowly back up the pitch. Pass to Nathan Reed. Back up to Brian Melchior. They're passing it back and forth while the beaters try to create a lane. Back to Sarah Dykstra, who shoots and misses. The pass is back to Brian Melchior, who throws it down to the back corner. The pass is on the ground and picked up by Emma Persons. There's a whistle on the pitch. We will find out what the ref call is shortly. There is a stoppage. There has been a missed goal by the scorekeepers. The correct score is 30 to Minneapolis and 20 for the Toronto Raiders. That has been corrected, and we will resume play with 7 minutes and 23 seconds elapsed so far in the half, with Minneapolis walking the ball up the pitch. It's driven in by number 21 in Minneapolis, who shoots and scores. It is now 40-20 for Minneapolis. Brian Melchior walks it up the pitch, passes to Nathan Reed, who is defended by beater Alexander Scherger. Toronto does have bludger control, and Brian Melchior shoots it wide of the hoop as the quaffle goes off pitch. Minneapolis has regained bludger control, while their chaser walks it up the pitch, or jogs it up the pitch. Toronto is set in a 2-2 defense. And the ball goes across to Emma Persons, who who's top, passes to the back corner, who is number 46. Phoebe Thomas is back to Emma Persons, who's driving it in, gets wrapped up and tackled to the ground while the ball rolls off pitch. Brian Melchior picks it up for an inbound, got covered by Emma Persons, who is struggling to tackle the larger Brian Melchior, and the pass goes across to Nathan Reed, and who decides to drive it in. No, the goal is no good. However, Reed gets beat in the back while going for the ball, and the ball is picked up by the Minneapolis chaser. Toronto has regained dodgeball control, and the ball is being walked up by Minneapolis. We are just approaching the halfway point of the first half of this first game of this series, and it has been relatively close thus far. Brian Melchior goes in for a big tackle. The pass goes, but the Sugar beats out the chaser in the back, and the ball is in with Sarah Dykstra, who passes it to the keeper, Brian Melchior. Toronto makes a few changes with Emma Sherwood now in beating with Sugar, and Callis Shantz coming in as a chaser. Melchior takes a shot. It gets blocked and is right into the and it gets stripped by Gabriel Kwok, who once again turns the ball back over to Minneapolis. That was a sneaky play by Kwok. However, it did not result in anything notable in terms of goals. The ball is in number 45, Jack Selener's hands, and it gets passed around to number 8, Cecilia Voth. Ball is on the ground and in the hands of Brian Melchior, who is trying to drive it up the pitch and gets a chaser turn, who dunks it. However, there is an injury on the pitch, and the game has been stopped momentarily. The players are heading off the field where the medics attend to the player. We'll resume play upon the medic's call here. Players gone up on their own power. However, they are being helped off the field by a few teammates of the Monarchs. Players are retaking the field with a few changes on the side of the Raiders. It will be Minneapolis ball. There is a bludger on the back line on the Minneapolis side, and the other two bludgers are in the hands of the Toronto Aviators. The ball is being walked up the field by Minneapolis. 11 minutes and 30 seconds through the half. That is in the hands of Jack Selener. who is protected by number 55, Ben Schluter. The ball is passed around back into the hands of Selener, who passes it. The pass is fumbled, and it is being wrestled for on the ground by the short hoop. The Toronto beater, Sugar, comes in and cleans it up, and is back in the hands of Toronto, in the hands of number 0, Scott Rousseau. Minnesota seems to be in a 2-2 defense with their one loaded beater in the middle, and Rousseau makes a shot from the top and scores. And it is all tied up at 40 all. Selener walks it up the pitch and passes it off to his right. It is wrapped up a little bit. Number 78 walks it in, takes a shot over top of the hoops, and it is out of pitch in front of number 26, Bryn Gustafson. It returns to the Toronto keeper, Rousseau, who walks it up the pitch with both of their beaters in front of them. It gets passed to number 25, Will McMillan, in their second series with the Raiders. And passed back to Scott Rousseau, who takes a shot and scores again from the top of the zone. And it's back in the hands of the Monarchs. Toronto's chasers tried to go on a run to press the Monarchs, but decided to fall back as the ball is advanced up the pitch. It gets passed back to Selener, protected by number 36 in the beating game. The wrap on the Monarchs number 23 is not working. The shot goes through, but it appears that they may have been beat before, and the refs are converging to discuss this play. They are also calling the goal ref in to double check if this goal was good. Well, we are now, so just to review, we are 14 minutes into the first half of the first game of the Monarchs-Raiders series, and it is 50-40 for the Toronto Raiders, who have scored 3 straight goals to get it to this point. The goal is no good. It is for the Raiders to inbound, as said by the head ref. And it is in the hands of number 25, Will McMillan. It goes into the hands of the keeper, Scott Rousseau, as the beater retrieves the bludger. And Minneapolis falls back into their defensive set as Toronto advances the ball up the pitch. The beaters on the field for Toronto are Emma Sherwood and Derek Taylor, who have control of the bludgers. And Rousseau takes a pass over the hoops to number 7, Joanne Lamb, who gets blocked, but retrieves the loose ball. Madeline Macheski tries to go in for the loose ball, but is in the hands of the Monarchs and their keeper. The Monarchs advance the ball up the pitch, and in number 4, Max Meyer, past number 18, and Adi Sobchak, and down to number 21, who is guarded by Will McMillan, gets wrapped by Joanne Lamb, who takes the ground. The ball is loose up top and gets turned over due to going over the half line despite the efforts of the kick from Max Meyer. The ball is in the hands of number 8, Maddie Machetsky, and over to Joanne Lamb, who advances the ball up the pitch. Goes to Lachlan Craig, back to Joanne Lamb. Lachlan Craig tries to set a pick down the middle. Joanne Lamb takes a shot and scores over the Minneapolis defense. Toronto's just shooting it and not even trying to drive it at this point, and it's working for them. It is 16 minutes through the first half, with a 20-point lead for the Raiders as the ball is advanced by the Minneapolis Chaser. It goes down to the back left corner to number 18. There is a whistle on the pitch. We will learn what this call is shortly. It appears to be an illegal contact from number 14, Derek Taylor, in the beating game. So this will give Minneapolis a beater advantage with the Chasers with the ball in the offensive zone. However, there is the one Toronto beater left on the pitch, Emma Sherwood, on the Minneapolis Chaser. Gets passed up top, and there's a drive and a score from number 21 on the Monarchs. The ball gets picked up by keeper 87 Lachlan Craig, as Derek Taylor returns to the pitch after the goal cancels out the remainder of the yellow card. Lachlan Craig passes it to Joanne Lamb. It is high and out of bounds. The ball is inbounded by number 4, Max Meyer. Advances the ball up the pitch. Play is slow as number 86 threatens the Toronto keeper, who cannot be beat. This goes to Max Meyer. He plays this very slowly. Pass goes across. The shot is wide, gets picked up by number 20, Michael Wanless, and there is a whistle on the play with a downed Minneapolis player who will be checked on by their teammates and the medic. The player gets up under their own power and walks off the pitch, and will resume play shortly with 17 minutes and 32 seconds elapsed so far in the half. There's an injury sub for that player, which is number 3, Emma Persons. And we will resume play on the ref's whistle, which has just happened with Michael Wanless on the ball, passed over to number 32, Christos Caldas, getting aggressively pushed by Max Meyer, who resets the play, goes down to Joanne Lamb, who does some nice hands to finish off the score, and the ball goes off pitch to the Minneapolis team after the goal. It is 70-50 for the Toronto Raiders. Max Meyer advances the ball up the pitch. It goes across number 3, Emma Persons, as Minneapolis sets up their offense with this Raiders 2-2 set up, with the ball going across to Max Meyer on the right side. They're getting driven with the lane opened by the beater, and the ball gets scored by Max Meyer. As you can hear, the Minneapolis Monarchs have won. The ball goes up to Christos Caldas, and the Toronto beaters are loaded, trying to make a play for this offensive possession. It goes down to Lachlan Craig. The beat is made. The beat is also made on the ball handler Michael Wanless, and it gets turned over to the Monarchs, who are now coming up the pitch with Max Meyer with the ball. There is 1 minute left in this half before last possession, and the seeker is released. The flag runner is released. We will discuss more later. But Emma Persons handling the ball at the top, protected by their beaters, goes across to 18. Addy Sobchak goes back to number 45, and Seliner's pass is off the pitch. And Christos Caldas inbounds the ball with the ref possibly getting in the way here. But the ball is advanced up the pitch. The ball goes to Michael Wanless. There's a lot of yelling on the pitch right now. Christos Caldas goes in for a drive, gets wrapped up by Max Meyer, who takes the ball to ground. The ball is out and in the hands of Max Meyer, who makes it who hit the 20-minute mark, and his last possession is driving it down the field, who shoots and scores. And that is the end of the first half, with a tie game at 70-70 for both teams. Max Meyer was the final goal scorer of that half. And we will be going to a short break for halftime before this flag runner is released. The flag runner for this game is Corey Smithson, who, having seeked against this flag runner in QC, is quite difficult to catch, and quite often will run out the clock on games. And so this will be a challenging catch for the flag runners for for the seekers for both teams who are trying to catch the flag runner in this tied game. And we will soon find out who those seekers are. There are 30 seconds left in the halftime before play will resume. This is a key game for both teams who are key series for both teams who are trying to determine which team will be placing third and fourth, which will only affect seeding for champs. Both teams have identical records, having beat the identical teams and lost the identical teams thus far in the season. So this was expected to be a close matchup for both teams, and thus far it has been exactly that. Who appears to be the seeker for the Monarchs is number 99, Zeke Majeski, and coming on to seek for the Toronto Raiders is number 21, Savannah Campbell, who has had one catch thus far this season. As the players retake the pitch. Play is resumed with the Raiders with the ball in the hands of Brian Melchior, and the Seekers will be released in 3, 2, 1, and have gone out. Melchior steps into the keeper zone and tries to drive. The beat hits the Monarchs player, which from Sugar, or may have come from their own team, and the ball is back in the Monarchs' hands after the Toronto goal. The Toronto seeker, Savannah Campbell, is being kept away from the snitch, giving them plenty of time, giving the Monarchs seeker plenty of time with the flag runner, while Campbell is distracting both Monarchs beaters, while the Toronto beater, Emma Sherwood, is playing defense on the quad ball. And the ball is out of bounds now in the hands of Sarah Dykstra. The catch made by Sugar in the seeker, while covering the seeker. And there are a lot of bludgers on the ground while Brian Melchior tries to drive through Max Meyer, and the ball is on the ground to Lauren Matheson in the back of the pitch, who gets wrapped up, and the ball is out. And there is a whistle on the play, and we will find out what that card is shortly. There appears to be no call in the play, and the ball is in the hands of Lauren Matheson with the beater right in front of her. The ball gets past Nathan Reed, and the shot is blocked by Max Meyer, who runs it up the pitch, who is covered by Nathan Reed. There's a quick pass and a score for the Monarchs, number 45, Jack Selener. The Monarchs seeker is having quite a decent amount of time with the flag runner. There is a catch by the beater between his legs, which was quite impressive. And while Nathan Reed tries to avoid passing the half line and gets the ball into the hands of Brian Melchior, who tries to drive it in past Nathan Reed, who gets tackled, and the ball is in the hands of the Monarchs, who gets taken to ground by the Raiders. The Raiders try to beat the Monarchs keeper, as mentioned by the ref. But they do have bludger control for now. And while the Monarchs advance up the pitch in a tie game, 80-80. The ball is in the hands of Max Meyer, who takes a shot, which may have been hit by the bludger from Sugar, and the ball is back in the hands of the Raiders after the Mr. blocked shot from the Monarchs. And the Monarchs go in for the catch on the flag runner with 3 minutes and 18 seconds into the half. We will confirm if the catch is good. And if this catch is good, it will give a 35-point lead to the Monarchs in this tied first game of this series. The catch is good, and the set score for this game is 130, and this will take the Monarchs to 115, needing 2 goals left to score. The ball is in the hands of Nathan Reed, who gets tries to get a pick set by Nathan Reed, who tries to drive it on Max Meyer. The ball is loose on the ground. I don't believe there is a goal. There is a pile up, and the ball is in the hands of the Monarchs, in the hands of Max Meyer. Emma Persons takes the shot, which is wide, and goes to the back chaser, who drives it in on a mostly undefended backside of the hoops for the Raiders. Nathan Reed runs it up the pitch, a lane being cleared by Derek Taylor, who takes a bit of a wrap but scores anyways, and it is 90-125. The Monarchs have the ball with 1 goal needed for passing set score here. Well, the Raiders would need 4 goals to reach that point, so we are getting close to the end of this game. And the Monarchs score, ending this first game 135 to 9. 135 to 90 for the Minneapolis Monarchs. While the refs have a discussion. Who ends the game with the win for the Monarchs. And we will be pausing shortly and resume in time for game number 2. Just a quick update, the game will be resuming at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time, so that's in about 5 minutes. Scratch the previous call. We're actually going to be getting started about now. So, the players will be retaking the pitch shortly for Game 2 between the Minneapolis Monarchs and the Toronto Raiders. The Monarchs won Game 1, primarily driven on a seeker catch for one that was scored 135 to 90. The game was tied up at halftime, but the seeker catch put Minneapolis ahead and got them across a set score of 130. This has been a close series thus far in both the chasing and the beating game. Just from being on the field, we have heard of a few modifications that both teams are planning on making, and we'll see if those work out for them in the second game. That will decide third or fourth seed in the North Division, while both teams have already qualified to champs in Maryland in 2 weeks. Has picked up in a little bit and is a little cooler, so we'll see how that affects conditions. The conditions today are cloudy and a bit humid, but yes, so that are the conditions the players are playing under today. Just knowing the roster from the Raiders, they are a few beaters short today due to illness or absence that were not all expected today on the beater side, but they have been hanging in there with a bit of a shortened beater lineup. But we'll see how the rest of the series will go as the players do some cheers and will be expected to take the pitch. refs get the players ready for the second match. There's a flying water bottle going towards the ref, who are missing their catches. Thankfully, they aren't playing on either of their teams right now. The starting lineups for both teams are on the pitch, and it appears to be the same the same starting lines as the first game, which is to be expected. The refs Lachlan Craig picks up the ball and starts driving it in very quickly before getting wrapped. The pass goes to Michael Wanless, who gets beat and is turned over as Minneapolis tries to slow down the very quick pace that the Raiders tried to set in the first few seconds. In the hands of Max Meyer, who gets pressed by Lachlan Craig. The shot goes over and wide. The pickup by number 39 is picked up by Joanne Lamb on the Raiders, and there is a whistle as the dodgeballs roll quite a bit off the pitch. Remount is called, and the play resumes with Joanne Lamb with the quad ball. The ball is in the hands of Michael Wanless. Goes up top towards the midline. However, it's picked up by Lachlan Craig, who dodges a beat and gets passed down low to Christos Caldas, who takes a shot, which is debated by the ref crew, who has given us mixed calls, and there will be a discussion on the play. The error is being called over to the other side of the pitch, and there will be a discussion of the ref crew if that goal is good. Currently in possession of the ball is Michael Wanless, who is surrounded by Monarchs, so that will be the play if the goal is not good. However, the goal is good by Christos Caldas, so the ball will be in the Monarchs' hands. And that appears to be the hands of Max Meyer, who walks into the keeper zone. The ball is in the hands of Jack Selliner and gets passed back to Max Meyer, who takes a shot over the top, gets passed back to Max Meyer, who tries to get wrapped up by the Raiders' Christos Caldas and scores. The ball is across the pitch. The Raiders run it up the field, but the Monarchs have both beaters back loaded, and the ball is in the hands of Michael Wanless. We will try to keep this camera rotated for you as best we can. There's a block by Selliner. The ball comes back up top, but it is over and back. So the ball is back in the hands of the Monarchs, the pass is missed to Max Meyer, and Michael Wanless turtles on the ball and gets up with the ball and has started walking it back up the pitch. The ball is in the hands of Lachlan Craig now. the keeper gets beat outside the keeper zone, but the shot is blocked and in the hands of Max Meyer, who runs it up the pitch. The wraps keep coming, but they're missing, but the pass goes to the left, and the goal appears to be no good based on the Rangers cheering, and it is in the hands of Christos Caldas. The Monarchs player was tackled before the shot could go off, and it is back in the hands of the Raiders and Lachlan Craig. The pass is high and wide to Joanne Lamb, and it hits the referee before going off pitch. And number 39 on the Monarchs, Ben Zimmett, runs it up the pitch and scores pretty much on his own. The ball is in the hands of Christos Caldas as there is a keeper sub for Brian Melchior. The pass goes deep to Sarah Dykstra, who is getting chased by a beater. There are no beaters back. Well, Toronto tackles Max Meyer, who misses the shot, but the rebound is picked up by Ben Zimmett, who gets pulled backwards, and the ball is turtled on the ground by the Raiders. The score should be 30-10 for the Monarchs thus far, while the hand is in the hands of Brian Melchior. Pass to Sarah Dykstra behind the hoops. Pass back up to Brian Melchior. And the ball appears to have been turned over to Max Meyer. There's some beater action behind the play, but the ball is walked up by Emma Persons near the half line. With 5 minutes elapsed so far in this half. The ball is passed to the Monarchs chaser number 21, back to Emma Persons. Pass back to number 21, who drives it in back to Persons. Shot is no good. Goes to number 26, Bryn Gustafson, who there is a pile-up by the hoops. And there appears to be a call on the play. The goal is good. The last I saw, the ball was in the hands of number 26 in the Monarchs. However, I'm not 100% sure on that. The score is now 40-10 for the Monarchs. There is a whistle in the play. There was a goal for the Raiders as well during that drive. The Monarchs are coming up with Emma Persons with the ball. The ball gets passed to number 21 on the Monarchs, who is and then it goes back to the Monarchs chaser behind the hoops to number 26, Bryn Gustafson, who gets wrapped by Savannah Campbell. The shot is good from the back of the hoops, and the ball is returned to the Raider. It is now 50-20 for the Monarchs, and there's a whistle on the play. Alright, the play is resumed with Nathan Reed on... No, Brian Melchior at the ball with Nathan Reed coming up beside him. He is guarded by Emma Sherwood. The pass goes to the back to Savannah Campbell, who's getting pressured by sort of guarded beater. Campbell drives it in, but loses the ball, and the ball is picked up by the Monarchs, who run it up the pitch. The ball is passed and dunked in by Emma Persons, 60-20 for the Monarchs. Melchior helps the Toronto beater Sherwood retrieve the ball as they go off for a change. As Melchior walks the ball up the pitch with 8 minutes elapsed so far in the half. The ball goes over to Sarah Dykstra, back to Melchior. The ball goes to Sarah Dykstra, who passes across high to and off the pitch. As the ref retrieves the ball for Emma Persons, who starts walking the ball back up the pitch. There are no bludgers for the Monarchs, who are getting pressed, and the ball is intercepted by Scott Rousseau, who runs it up the pitch in a no bludger situation, who takes this long shot and scores for the Raiders, as the ball goes way off pitch to the end zone line on this football field. And the ball is back in the hands of the Monarchs. Rousseau has made quite a few of those shots so far in this series from deep. As the Monarchs walk it back up the pitch, 9 minutes and 20 seconds into the half. The ball is in the hands of Persons, who's getting pushed up by Machetsky. The beater on the Monarchs gets beat. The ball carrier gets beat. The shot is no good from the Monarchs chaser, and the ball is in the hands of Gabriel Kwok, who inbounds the ball, I believe. And the ball is in the hands of Scott Rousseau, who takes another shot. This one is missed. Halfway through the half, the Monarchs have the ball, leading by 30 so far, and the ball is in the hands of Emma Persons. Toronto has set up their 2-2, as there is a lot of beater chaos near the hoops. Toronto has both, and there is no bludgers for the Monarchs, and Toronto has retrieved the quaffle on this no bludger situation. Kwok has running it up the pitch. It's to Lauren Matheson, who scores on the little hoop, and the score is now 60-40 for the Minneapolis Monarchs. And there is a whistle on the pitch. I believe a timeout has been called by the Monarchs. And we will resume play with 9 minutes to go in the half shortly. These last few plays by the Raiders have been much aided by having two bludgers in their hands and the other dodgeball being on the ground. So the Monarchs have had a few no dodgeball situations in the last few minutes, which has greatly helped the Raiders' offense and defense. And I'm sure that that may be discussed in these timeouts here. There are 30 seconds left in the timeouts before the game resumes. the timer has gone off for the timeouts as the players resume the field. The ball is resumed. The ball is in the hands of Max Meyer behind the Minneapolis hoops. It has walked up the pitch. It appears as if the Raiders have bludger control, both behind their chasers near the hoops. Yes. And it is passed down to on the right for the Monarch, to left. Back to that chaser, to number 45, Jack Selener, who takes a shot high and hits the top of the hoop. It is picked up by Emma Persons. It is passed to an open, and that chaser missed on an open hoop. And the ball is in the hands of keeper Scott Rousseau. As the Raiders walk the quad ball back up the pitch. The Monarchs have dodgeball control here. The ball goes down low to Madeline Macheski, who passes off to Lauren Matheson, who passes it high and wide back up top. Derek Taylor tried to knock that down with a dodgeball. However, that did not completely work out the way he intended. The ball is getting driven in by Max Meyer, who scores. And it is now 70-40 for the Monarchs, as the quad ball is in the hands of Scott Rousseau, who remains on the pitch, who then goes off for a change, and his ball is in the hands of Maddie Macheski, as Lachlan Craig returns to the pitch. The Monarchs retain dodgeball control after that play. The ball goes down to Lauren Matheson, who gets pressed by the beater, and the pass to Will McMillan gets intercepted, and the ball isn't back in the hands of Max Meyer. The pass goes down to Jack Selener, who gets beat. And Toronto gets the ball back with just over 6 minutes left in the half. Christos Caldas is in with Michael Wanless, Lachlan Craig, and Joanne Lamb. This is the top line back on the field. Pass goes down to Michael Wanless. The Monarchs still retain dodgeball control. The pass goes deep behind, back, swatted to Joanne Lamb. Max Meyer gets beat by Emma Sherwood. The ball carrier is beat. However, the Raiders are first on the ball with Michael Wanless, with Christos Caldas still in the play to help. The beaters are stalling time for the Raiders to get the ball back. However, Sherwood gets beat. Wanless is driving into the hoops and gets beat before the shot can go off. However, the shot was missed anyways, and the ball is back in the hands of the Monarchs. The Raiders still only have one dodgeball. However, no, they have two now, and the Monarchs dodgeball is way off the pitch, and the press works out with Michael Wanless with the ball, and the pass, Christos Caldas wasn't looking and was not expecting that pass, and gets wrapped up. Joanne Lamb has the ball, but the ball is stripped. The ball is on the ground. The Raiders player in the scrum is beat, and there's many whistles on the play, and and we are trying to find out what this call is here. There's a lot of chaos going on that play. There appears to be no call in the play, and the play will resume with the Monarchs having the ball in the hands of Jack Selener and having dodgeball control, with the Raiders back in a set play on defense. Number 39 on the Monarchs handles the ball to number 21. Number 21 takes a shot pass up top to 45 to number 18, who passes it back to 21 to 39. The ball is getting cycled around. The shot is missed, and the rebound is picked up. No, not picked up by Joanne Lamb, who is beat or off broom, and the ball is getting run around by number 39, who's being covered by number 32, Christos Caldas, and the shot is now good. Lachlan Craig is holding the ball, and I believe a timeout has been called by the Raiders with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the half. It looks like the Raiders want to settle down some of their play over the last few minutes. And we'll find out what the results of these timeouts and how they'll affect play shortly. The Monarchs are up by 40 going into the last few minutes of this half, which is a considerably larger margin than the 1 or 2 goal leads that were going back and forth in the first game of this series. The timer for the timeout has run out, and they will be resuming play just about now. Lachlan Craig will have possession of the ball. The Monarchs have, I believe, number 55 is loaded, so they have 2 dodgeballs back, with Toronto's lone dodgeball just in front of their own hoops as the ball gets thrown to Joanne Lamb, to Michael Wanless. A long beat comes from Sugar, who misses the beat. The ball is loose to Joanne Lamb, who's getting chased by both beaters, and there's a bit of a fast break for the Monarchs with 3 chasers back and no beaters. The goal is possibly knocked in by number 87 Lachlan Craig on their own hoops. The goal was good. It is now 90-40 for the Monarchs, and it is another fast break, and now it's 100-40 for the Monarchs. There's whistles on the play. The goal is scored by number 21 on the Minneapolis Monarchs. Toronto looks like they want to slow down the pace of this game a little bit, and for them, hopefully get dodgeball control back, because that was what was driving a lot of their offense. All the dodgeballs are on the ground now. The pass is over the head of Michael Wanless, picked up by Joanne Lamb, who decides to drive it in, and it looks like it gets blocked. The pass is blocked by Michael Wanless, takes it off pitch for the Monarchs behind their own hoops. The Monarchs are walking the ball up the pitch. It's in the hands of number 78 for the Monarchs, Brady Charles. Back to Emma Persons. There's a whistle on the play.
We got 1 minute.
The scoreboard was about a minute off due to a few signal errors, so sorry about that, but that is the correct time, 18:41 left in the half, so there's about a minute and 20 left before halftime. The current time is now accurate to quad ball 1. There is a 6-point lead for the 60-point lead for the Monarchs. I don't believe there's a Monarchs player, I believe, in the box. I'm unsure what the call is. I'm unsure what the call was on the last play. Alright, there was a blue card on the Monarchs player for playing after beat. The shot is blocked by Nathan Reed, and the loose ball goes to Lachlan Craig, who runs it up the pitch. There are only chasers back. Lachlan Craig gets attempted tackles by a lot of players. There are a lot of beaters back, and there's finally a goal by Nathan Reed. And the timer runs out on the beater penalty. And the refs are... There's a call for contact. I believe it's a yellow card for someone on the Monarchs. We will find out on the exact details of this call shortly. Since there was a player in the box, any cards on this play would not be negated by by the goal. So this may be the discussion that's going on here. Number 78, Brady Charles, is also appears to be in the box. All right, so the official call is the blue card from the previous play was up before the goal was scored. So the contact card, the yellow card for the Monarchs is negated by the goal by number 12, Nathan Reed. We have about a minute to go in this half. And the play is resumed. With the Monarchs having the quad ball deep in their zone as they slowly walk it up the pitch. Persons walks it up the field, closer to the keeper line. Back number 78, back up to number 3. 78 again, to the back corner. That number 39 gets beat, and the ball is turned over to the Raiders with about 15 seconds left to go in the half. The countdown for the half begins and ends as this is last possession for the Raiders in the hands of Brian Melchior. The Monarchs have bludger control, so Toronto will try to get this back prior to the end of the half, and the Monarchs will do their best to keep it. The ball's in the hands of Nathan Reed. Toronto appears to be in no rush to go anywhere here. Melchior gets it near the hoop. The goal looks good, based on the signal from the head ref. I'm still unsure if that goal was good. The goal was good by number 22, Brian Melchior, just before the end of the half, leaving the halftime score as 100-60 for the Monarchs. So the halftime is over, and the play looks to be about to resume on the head ref's whistle. Flag runner Corey Smithson is ready to go. He is hoping to last longer than the 3 minutes from the first half. Minneapolis has the ball out, walking up the pitch. The Seekers are released. There is a goal for the Monarchs. The Toronto is sending out Christos Kaldis as their seeker, while the Monarchs are retaining number 99 Zeke Medjirski as their seeker. Brian Melchior walks up the pitch with the ball. It is 110-60. The beaters look focused on this seeking game. The pass goes low and to Sarah Dykstra, who picks up the ball. Gets past to Savannah Campbell, who is getting wrapped and the ball is stripped by Emma Persons. Persons walks up the pitch quite slowly. Christos Caldas gets some attempts with the flag runner Smithson. The ball is getting driven in by number 39. The tackle is missed, but the ball is stripped. The goal is the shot is high, and the play has been whistled down. Well, Nate Reed was on a fast break attempt. It looks to be there is a beater back in this play, so it's not quite a full fast. It's not gonna be and there's something going on behind the Raiders hoops with the head ref discussing something with one of the Raiders players. Appears to be no call on the play. And Reed is up with the ball, and he slows it down by going across the field. The beat is blocked or missed. And Dykstra gets the pass and scores, taking it to 110-70 for the Monarchs. There's a good goal for the Monarchs. Looks like from number 4, Max Meyer. The ball is passed up, a bit fumbled by Michael Wanless, but gets the ball back into their hands. Pass to number 0, Scott Rousseau, who gets a pick set by Sarah Dykstra. Pass goes to Brian Melchior, who scores, or Michael Wanless scores on the missed shot, and then the ball is advanced and turned over into the hands of Michael Wanless. Passes to Sarah Dykstra, who gets stripped by Max Meyer. The ball is in the hands of number 39 for the Monarchs. There's not a lot of Monarchs chasers currently in the play, so the play is being stalled by Emma Persons. Back to the hands of Max Meyer, who gets a nice pass off to Emma Persons, who scores to make it 130-80. They are 3 goals away from the set score of 160. The ball is in the hands of Scott Rousseau. The flag runner is pretending to be an airplane, and with Matthew Bunn out there as the new Raiders seeker. The ball is in the hands of Joanne Lamb, who is trying to run it by the Minneapolis chaser. And the ball is on the ground. Toronto's focused on the seeker, but there is not really any. The Toronto beater beats Max Meyer while trying to go on a fast break. Scott Rousseau slips the tackle of number 21 on the Monarchs, who goes off Broom. There's a high pass that goes over and back as a turnover to the Monarchs, who gets Scott Rousseau tries to strip the Monarchs chaser number 39. There's a call for the Beaters to play a quaffle for the Raiders. Or the Monarchs. Not sure. The ball is behind the hoops. Scott Rousseau chases this player. And it's a good goal for number 21 on the Monarchs. And there's a... And we are 5 minutes and 30 seconds. About 5 minutes of our way through this. There have been 4 goals for the Monarchs towards their goal of set score. And 2 goals for the Raiders after halftime. There appears to be an injury sub for Joanne Lamb for Sarah Dykstra to return to the pitch. Lachlan Craig appears to be trying to run it through the defense. A pass to Michael Wanless. Scores. There's a whistle appearing to debate the validity of this goal. From my perspective, it looked good, but we'll wait for the ref's call. The goal is called good, so this is now 90 for the Raiders, who will need 7 to reach the set score, while the Monarchs just need 2. A catch would help both teams greatly here. However, the flag runner is going quite well, staying away from both of the seekers. They are both Monarch speeders on the seeker. The Monarchs fumble their pass, and it goes over the half line by number 21. The ball is in the hands of number 87, Lachlan Craig. 2 goals in the meantime. And the Minneapolis Monarchs have scored 1 goal as well. The Seeker have still not caught the flag. Christos Caldis is back out there at Seeker for the Raiders, and the ball is in the hands of number 45 on the Minneapolis Monarchs. It's passed down to Max Meyer. Pass back. Meyer tries to drive it. The shot is low and into the hands of the Raiders, who throw it up the pitch to Nathan Reed with no beaters back, who drives it through the shooter hoop, and the score is now 150 to 120 for the Minneapolis Monarchs. $150 to 120 is the current score. Scored by number 12, Nathan Reed. There's a stoppage on the play. Unsure what the stoppage is for. It appears that the Raiders currently have ball control. The goal scorer Nathan Reed was just subbed out for Scott Rousseau, and play will appears the goal is good for the Raiders to have gotten them to 120, and the play will resume on the ref's whistle. The Raiders will need to stop here if they want to keep the game going, as their seeker gets beat. That was a catch by the Monarchs beater, keeping BS for their team. As Max Meyer takes a looping shot to Emma Persons, who is not able to finish. The ball goes back up top to Max Meyer, who drives it, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, gets beat. The pass goes to Jack Selener, who scores to potentially end the game, but there are whistles on the play, and we will find out what the call on the play is. The goal is good, meaning the Monarchs have won the second game of this series 160 to 120 and have officially won the series, but we will still play the third game to determine if it's a sweep or will it be a 2-1 series, and this third game will resume shortly. The next game will be starting at 2:20, which is in about 10 minutes. We're about to start Game 3 for the Toronto Raiders versus Minneapolis Monarchs. The Monarchs have won the first 2 games of the series and will take 3rd place in the North Division. However, this is to see if this will be a sweep or if this will be not a sweep. As the ball is currently in the hands of number 78 for the Monarchs, Brady Charles. Back to number 18, who is Addy Sobchak. There is a dodgeball way off pitch, and the goal is good for the Minneapolis Monarchs, and the Raiders will take control of the ball. Joanne Lamb advances the ball up the pitch to Lachlan Craig. Gets beat. Attempts to dodge it. Max Meyer runs the ball up the pitch with Michael Wanless attempting to contest, but the goal is good for the Monarchs. It is now 20-0 early for the. It is now 20-0 for the Monarchs early into Game 3. Wanless makes a pass to Christos Caldas. The goal is no good. Looks to be beat before, or whatever the ref call will be determined shortly. Bit of a delay here with trying to figure out what the call is. The goal is good for Toronto. Looks like there was no beat before in this situation. So it is Monarchs ball. Toronto has a bludger and Savannah Campbell. There is also a dodgeball in his 55, and the other one is off pitch, being picked up by the Monarchs. The Monarchs have advanced the ball in the hands of Max Meyer down to the back corner in the hands of number 8. Cecilia Voth. The ball is in the hands of Max Meyer with one of their chasers running back to their own hoops. Meyer gets tackled. The ball is passed in the back. 78. The beat is blocked. The shot does not appear to be good. And it's in the hands of Max Meyer, who drives it into the hoops. Running through the team. Makes a shot, which is good through the middle hoop. The Raiders run it up the pitch within the hands of Lachlan Craig, who slows it off, who tackle tries to come through 78, who's off broom. The Raiders retain dodgeball control in the hands of Alexander Sugar and Savannah Campbell. The beat for Joanne Lamb misses. The pass goes back up top to Michael Wanless, who takes the shot. It's just no good. The rebound is picked up by Christos Caldas, who drives it in over the pick set by Lachlan Craig on number 78 on the Monarchs. The ball is on the Monarchs' hands, and the score is now 30-20 for the Monarchs. Max Meyer advances up the pitch. It goes to number 10, Meyer Shrestha. The shot is good from Max Meyer. He's taking a 40-20 for the Monarchs. Max Meyer has scored every goal for the Monarchs thus far in this game, which is impressive. And the ball goes back to Sarah Dykstra behind the hoops. The pass intercepted by Max Meyer, who's doing it all right now. As he runs up the pitch and goes for a sub. The ball is slowly walked up. With not a lot of aggression from the Monarchs. And with number 39, Ben Zimmett. The pass goes across number 21. Back number 21. Up to number 39. The Raiders are still in their 2-2 box, which they've been playing pretty much all game. Zimmett takes the shot, it gets blocked, but the rebound goes to a beat Minneapolis Chaser behind the hoops as the quad ball rolls way off pitch and is going to be returned to Nathan Reed, the Toronto Chaser. As they walk it up the pitch. There are whistles going. We are unsure what this call is on, as the ball is being slowly walked up pitch. But we'll find out shortly. There appears to be no call on the play. The players have been told to remount with the ball in the hands of Brian Melchior, protected by both beaters, Derek and Brittany Taylor. The ball goes to Lauren Matheson. There's a pick set by Melchior, goes up top with the beater being quite aggressive. The ball goes down to Nathan Reed, to Brian Melchior. The beat on Melchior misses. The wind has just blown over my camera, but as Brian Melchior goes in for the dunk on the middle hoop, the goal appears to be good. It is 30-40 for the Minneapolis Monarchs. And the ball is advanced by the Monarchs, number 21. Number 3, Emma Persons, passed off to number 21 for the Monarchs. Goes down to the far right Chaser. Goes back up near the midline. Number 21 saves it. The pass to Emma Persons is not caught as the ball goes back to Ben Zimmett, who tries to drive on Brian Melchior, who has him backing off. The shot or the pass goes high over the hoops to number 21. And the goal looks good by number 21 for the Monarchs. It is now 50-30 with about 7 minutes elapsed so far in the half, with Brian Melchior advancing it up the pitch. The ball goes to Nathan Reed. Ball goes to Brian Melchior, who's protected by Emma Sherwood. They go for a 1.5. The shot pass to Sarah Dykstra just goes straight through the hoop by Brian Melchior, and the score is 40-50. The goal is by Sarah Dykstra, who knocks it through the hoop. There. Ball goes across 39, Ben Zimmett. Number 21. Back to 39. to number 3, Emma Persons. The ball gets being passed around up top. 39 drives it in, passes it behind the hoops, goes around number 21. The ball is being kept on the outside right now. The ball gets passed near the hoops, and the pass recipient gets beat by Emma Sherwood, who stops probably a certain goal, and Brian Melchior gets the ball back and walks it up the pitch as the Toronto keeper before going off for a sub, and the ball is now in the hands of Sarah Dykstra. Scott Rousseau is on the pitch as Toronto keeper, running deep behind the hoops, trying to break this Minneapolis defense with both dodgeballs in there, with only one dodgeball in the Monarchs' hands. Beaters go and try and make a lane. There's a shot that gets blocked, and it appears that the Monarchs have dodgeball control, with Emma Sherwood running back off broom. Number 21 advances the ball. Goes to number 39. 21. To Emma Persons. The ball gets cycled back up top to near the midline. Pass goes to Ben Zimmett. The pass is fumbled and on the ground. However, Zimmett picks up the loose ball. Harassed by Lauren Matheson a little bit. The shot is good from near the back line, and the Monarchs are up by 20 at about halfway through the first half, as the ball is advanced by Scott Rousseau. The Raiders have regained dodgeball control. The pass goes to Kala Shantz, who tries to finish over Emma Persons and does not go. Subs for the Monarchs has number 45 out there with the ball. Goes down to number 26. Maddie McChesky contests number 4, Max Meyer. Gabriel Kwok grabs the loose ball and starts advancing up the pitch with no beaters back. Max Meyer gets the tackle. There are a lot of beaters in this play, and the ball is picked up by Max Meyer. Max Meyer advances the ball. The goal is no good, hits off the top of the hoop, and as the ball is tackled by Maddie Macheski, and the ball is in the hands of the Toronto keeper, who's advanced the ball. As with all 3 games in this series thus far, it has been relatively close, with the Monarchs up by 20 with 8 minutes to go in the half. The shot by Scott Rousseau goes high, but to the back line by Gabriel Kwok, who is beat trying to go after his own rebound. Maddie Macheski has the ball handler wrapped up behind his own hoops. There is a whistle on the play. It appears that the ref has an issue with something, and that will must be resolved before the play can continue. So, ref looks to be all right, and the play will be resuming. No, there appears to be a card. There appears to be a yellow card on the play for on number 8 for the Toronto Raiders, Maddie Macheski, for contact on the ankles. So that will give the Monarchs a chaser advantage for the next minute or until a goal is scored for the Monarchs. Max Meyer advances the ball on this advantage play. The Raiders do have both beaters loaded, which does help their penalty kill significantly. The ball gets passed back up high to Max Meyer from number 46. The pass goes to the open hoop and is scored by number 26 on the Minneapolis Monarchs. I'm having wind issues here with this camera, which keeps blowing over. Unfortunately. But Scott Rousseau has the ball by the midline. The pass is intercepted by Max Meyer, who runs it up the pitch and scores, making it 80-40 for the Monarchs. The ball goes to Maddie Macheski, who is out of the box. Joanne Lamb tries to go for the ball on number 26 for the Monarchs. However, the ball stays in the hands of the Monarchs with Max Meyer. And the Monarchs have dodgeball control here. Meyer scores once again, and the ball is back in the hands of the Raiders after the goal, in the hands of Will McMillan, who walks it up the pitch to Joanne Lamb. Lachlan Craig is back on the pitch as keeper for the Raiders. We've slowed it down. The ball goes across to Michael Wanless. The shot pass gets intercepted by the Monarchs in the hands of Brady Charles, who gets sandwiched and passes it up to Max Meyer. Max Meyer jukes, and the shot is high. The rebound is picked up by number 8 on the Monarchs, who shoots or passes high back to Max Meyer to the open hoop, which blocked by the keeper through the hoop, Lachlan Craig, who is allowed to do that, who runs it up the pitch to the midline, to Will McMillan, to Joanne Lamb. The keeper blocks the beat, so is safe, and the pass goes to Will McMillan behind the hoops, and goes to Michael Wanless, who gets beat. McMillan tries to go to attack the ball before bailing out, and is back in the hands of Max Meyer, and there's a whistle on the play. Appears to be a stoppage for something going off pitch. And the ball is in the hands of Brady Charles, who is advancing it up the pitch. Number 21 comes in as keeper for the Monarchs. The Beaters try and make a lane for the Monarchs, and the pass goes high, is picked up by number 8 for the Monarchs. The pass is low, but gets picked up by number 21 for the Monarchs, and gets reset up top. Who's driving and takes a wide shot going past the end line, and will be back to the Raiders' ball in the hands of Will McMillan. Whistles on the play. The ball is in the hands of Lachlan Craig. Timeout called by the Toronto Raiders. And we will resume play shortly. The teams are retaking the pitch after the timeout by the Raiders, who will be trying to close in the score in these last 3 or so minutes of the half. They do have the ball near their own hoops in the hands of Lachlan Craig. Play has resumed. The Monarchs have dodgeball control as the Raiders advance the ball up the field. They've gone to their diamond formation here. The ball is lobbed over to Michael Wanless. And the pass goes right to Will McMillan, who gets instantly beat. The dodgeball is caught by the Monarchs, and that retains control for them as the ball is in the hands of number 18 on the Monarchs. And the ball is fumbled by Joanne Lamb. The ball goes to Will McMillan. Balls get swatted out of the air, and that is a turnover on a fast break for the Raiders as the dodgeball comes off pitch towards the commentator's box. The ball is in the hands of number 18 on the Monarchs. Passes over to number 39, Ben Zimmer. Pass number 21, who Joanne Lamb tries to wrap. Gets blocked by Will McMillan. And there 1 minute left in the half, and the ball is in the hands of Christos Caldas in his keeper. getting pressed by number 39 on the Monarchs, who has retreated after getting beat by Derek Taylor. Ball's in the hands of Michael Wanless, protected by Brittany Taylor. Monarchs have dodgeball control. There are 30 seconds left in the half as Christos Caldas takes a shot, and it is good, making it 90-50 for the Toronto Raiders. And the ball is in the hands of number 21 for the Monarchs, who goes off for a sub, passing it off to number 39, who is planning to stall for last possession here. Toronto is set up in their 2-2 and hoping to potentially get dodgeball control back, but that's unlikely as they are on defense here. Ball is over to Max Meyer. And there's a whistle on the play. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. It is past the 20-minute mark and there's been a whistle on the play. Not exactly sure why. There may be a card on this play. There appears to be a card on number 12, Nathan Reed, for... Not exactly sure here. A blue card... For... Appears to be a blue card for swatting off pitch. So the Monarchs have an advantage and last possession here. The shot is good from behind the hoops and Max Meyer, I believe, and that takes us to 100-50 halftime score, which will leave us with a set score of 160 for the second half. Raiders will need to score 110 to reach this point, while the Monarchs will need to score 60, and the play will resume with the flag runner on the pitch in a few minutes. So upon the start of the second half, Nathan Reed will be on Broom coming back into the play from the box as the Max Meyer goal at the end of the half was good. It is a 50-point spread between the teams right now, and the ball is in the hands of Scott Rousseau. Seeking for the Raiders is Christos Caldas. Appears to be the same seeker for the Monarchs in Zeke Majerski. The pass for the Raiders is off pitch to Sarah Dykstra, and they'll turn over to the Minneapolis Monarchs. No, it appears to be Brian Melchior seeking for the Toronto Raiders. He's taking a shot at this. This would be Brian's first seeking experience of the season. The pass to Emma Persons is wide, but Emma Persons picks up the loose ball with Lauren Matheson guarding them. The pass goes to number 45 for the Monarchs. The ball goes to number 45. Going up top. Pass is caught by Scott Rousseau, who runs it up the pitch with no beaters in the play, and who scores on the fast break with one chaser back. The chaser, Max Meyer, or the keeper, Max Meyer, runs it up the pitch, tries to drive it through. The ball is stripped by Sarah Dykstra, and the ball is in the hands of Scott Rousseau. There's a whistle on the play. We're trying to figure out what this stoppage exactly was for. They're resetting the quad ball players to their original positions. There appears to be no call on the play. Scott Rousseau has the ball advancing to the left side. The beat comes through on Scott Rousseau. Nathan Reed picks up the loose ball and drives it on Max Meyer. The goal is no good. The long-range beat comes through from the Monarchs. Christos Caldas is having some decent time with the seeker for now until the beater for the Monarchs comes in. The ball is being advanced by Emma Persons near the Monarchs hoops. 3 minutes into the second half. The long pass comes through behind the hoops for the Monarchs, marked by Matheson. There appears to be a catch. We will find out if this catch is good or not. As the flag runner ref and the flag runner discuss with the head ref here. The catch is good for the Monarchs, taking them to the score to 135-60 so this will leave them needing 3 goals to reach the set score with the ball in the offensive zone in the hands of one of their chasers. The ball gets alley-ooped to number 21, who cannot finish. And the ball is taken to ground by the Raiders, and one of their beaters comes in on cleanup duty. And the ball is back in the hands of Scott Rousseau. Scott Rousseau advances the ball. there's some beater passing going on, but the beat is made on the quad ball carrier Sarah Dykstra, leading to a turnover to the Monarchs, who advance the ball up the pitch pretty quickly with a beater already down low, causing chaos. The pass alley-oop to number 21 misses the pass, but gets a loose ball and dunks it on the middle hoop, making it 145-60. And Nathan Reed advances the ball up the pitch. Passes it to Lauren Matheson. Whistles on the play. We're about 4.5 minutes into the second half for this stoppage. We're not exactly quite sure what the stoppage was for. The play has resumed with the Raiders having dodgeball control once again. Gabriel Kwok takes the quad ball up top, takes the pass to Lauren Matson near the hoops. The shot is high, and it is in the keeper number 21 on the Monarchs' hands. The pass to the Monarchs chaser is fumbled off pitch, and it is in the hands of Lauren Matheson to Gabriel Kwok. The dodgeball misses on Kwok, and Kwok is just running through the defense up to Nathan Reed, who tries a shot. Appears to have been blocked, no good, as the Monarchs advances back up the pitch. Number 26 tries to drive it through. The goal is good for number 26 on the Monarchs. They need one more goal for the set score, as the ball is retrieved by Gabriel Kwok, who is advancing it up the pitch. Nathan Reed with the ball. Savannah Campbell causing some chaos from behind the hoops. The beat on Nathan Reed is good. Lauren Matheson trying to mess with the ball carrier. However, the ball carrier on the Monarchs, number 39, has come out with the ball. Number 21 has the ball at the top of the zone. Number 39 runs into their own beater, loses the ball to number 21. Well, passes the ball to number 21. Goes behind the hoops to number 8. Ball is looped up over the hoops, back to number 39. Goes to 26. Pick is set. The shot is blocked by Lauren Matheson. The beater Alexander Sugar comes and cleans everything up, and the ball is advanced by Kwok up the pitch. Pass to Reed. Back to Kwok. Down and a missed pass to Macheski goes off pitch. We're 8 minutes through this second half, with 1 goal to go for the Monarchs to reach that score, with 10 goals for the Raiders. The ball is advanced by the Monarchs, number 26, number 21. Back to 26. Takes a shot, which is good, and ends the game for the Monarchs, who have won the third game of this series, 165-60. In a game time of 28 minutes and 27 seconds. This is the biggest score differential of the day thus far, and this has resulted in a Monarch sweep 3-0 over the Toronto Raiders, taking them to third place in the North Division and leaving the Raiders still going to championships with the 4th seed in the North. Alright, so that is all from this series, and have a good rest of your day.